Outcold Solutions provides software that helps customers to monitor Kubernetes, OpenShift and Docker clusters in Splunk Enterprise and Splunk Cloud. Our software allows you to monitor and set up log forwarding for Linux and Windows containers. Outcold Solutions is Red Hat technology partner and Splunk technology partner. Our software is deployed worldwide. Industries we serve: telecommunications, media and entertainment, financial services, banking and capital markets, insurance, cloud providers, government and public sector, healthcare and retail. It takes 5 to 10 minutes to install our software and start monitoring your clusters. Our solutions is provided with 30 days trial license built in. We are constantly testing our software with most popular Kubernetes providers, including Azure, AKS, Amazon, EKS, Google Kubernetes Engine. We are verifying the edge versions of Kubernetes with self-provisioned clusters using kubeadmin. Our solutions for monitoring OpenShift is certified by Red Hat. We are testing Docker clusters provisioned on a variety of Linux distributions. We are providing configuration for various Docker orchestrations, including Docker Swarm and Amazon ECS. Our solution provides Splunk applications that help developers to review the performance of their applications and operators to monitor the health of the clusters. The collector is deployed as a container on every host. It automatically forwards host, container, and application logs and enriches them with metadata that includes names, labels, and images. With our solution, you can support multiple teams within your company by leveraging Splunk role-based access. You can define access to the data based on clusters, namespaces, and even pods or containers. Our solution collects CPU, memory, disk metrics, and network activity. We forward limits specified for your containers. The application provides pre-built dashboards for reviewing metrics. By forwarding network activity, we provide you a way to review connections between the services running inside your clusters and connections to the outside world. Within our application, you can review the capacity of your clusters and monitor allocated resources. The collector can forward audit logs. With this data, you will be able to answer questions: what has changed, when did it change, who initiated that, and from where. Outcold Solutions provides configuration that automatically forwards metrics from control plane of Kubernetes and OpenShift clusters. With this data, you can monitor the health of the clusters, including the health of etcd clusters, Kubernetes API servers, kubelets, and schedulers. We work closely with our customers to deliver solutions for your use cases. The collector forwards all data with the attached metadata. You can query it by using names, labels, and namespaces. Leverage Splunk capabilities to extract additional fields from your logs, build custom dashboards using the forwarded data and extracted fields. We provide dynamic configuration for the forwarded data. By using annotations, you can change how collector forwards data to Splunk. With annotations, you can define replace patterns to remove sensitive data from container and application logs before it reaches Splunk. As an example, you can remove personal data to be GDPR compliant. In the example on the right, we hide IP addresses and replace them with the data that cannot identify the user. You can define these annotations for pods, workloads, and namespaces in OpenShift and Kubernetes, and for containers in your Docker clusters. With the replace patterns, you can drop unnecessary data to reduce Splunk licensing costs and reduce the storage costs. In the example on the right, we remove all get engine success responses and keep all others. With the combination of capability of dropping messages and defining dev null and Splunk outputs for your containers, you have a flexibility to choose log that you want to forward to Splunk. In the example on the right, we define dev null as a default output for all our containers. With annotations for pods, we will be able to override the output and specify which container logs we want to deliver in Splunk. You can define events patterns to send multi-line log lines as one event. That helps you to see call stacks from Java and Node.js applications in Splunk as one event. In this example, we define a pattern for Java application running inside of the container. If you need to collect logs from legacy applications that do not forward logs to standard output and a standard error, or forward logs from very complex applications like Postgres, with our solutions, you don't need to modify your containers or run sidecar containers. Attach your data volume to your container and annotate your pod in OpenShift or Kubernetes cluster or container in your Docker cluster. The collector automatically discovers logs inside specified data volume and forwards application logs. Every log line includes metadata attached about the specific container. When you need to forward additional metrics for your applications, you can leverage Prometheus exporters, available for a large number of platforms and applications. The collector can parse metrics exported in Prometheus format and forward them directly to Splunk. No need to have additional Prometheus deployment. Just annotate your OpenShift or Kubernetes pods with how the collector can discover these metrics. Collector provides advanced configurations for Splunk HTTP event collector, like load balancing, failovers, and support for index acknowledgement. With our solution, you can monitor multiple clusters at the same time. The collector forwards data with the metadata that includes node labels. Most of our dashboards in our application allow you to filter displayed information with the node labels. As an example, you can annotate each node in your cluster with prod or dev label and use these labels in the application to filter data displayed on dashboards. A very common use case is to forward data to different Splunk indices based on the namespaces of projects. That allows you to separate access to this data in Splunk and use the same application for both teams to review data only from their namespaces. Our solution consists of two parts. First is the application that you install on your Splunk search heads or Splunk Cloud. You can download this application directly from Splunk base. The second part is the collector D that we deploy inside of the container on your OpenShift or Kubernetes nodes or Docker host. In case of OpenShift and Kubernetes, we deploy one daemon set for masters that collects metrics and logs from these hosts and forward metrics from control plane. In case if you don't have access to the masters, like in case of EKS and AKS, this daemon set is not going to be deployed. The second daemon set is deployed on worker and infrastructure nodes to forward logs and collect metrics from these hosts. We deploy one additional pod as deployment. That pod is responsible for forwarding data that needs to be collected only once from the whole cluster, like Kubernetes events and metrics from your applications. The collector automatically collects metrics from containers, forward container and application logs, collect metrics from processes running inside and outside of the containers. It forwards network activity from the pods, forwards host logs, events from the clusters, audit logs, Prometheus metrics, including metrics from control plane, information about used limits and security capabilities. You can try our solutions by following our installation manuals from our website www.outcoldsolutions.com. For additional questions, please send us email to contact@outcoldsolutions.com. Thank you.